Mic on? Mic is on. Hello. Texting. We are back. Segment 2. IDD. I don't disagree. How's it going, folks? Sorry for the delay. Actually, I'm not sorry for the delay. It was good stuff. Great stuff, actually. That is the redoubtable one whose head is currently out of the camera. There he is. He's back. Tom Izzo, the highly questionable one. Arjun Show. This is our beloved new friend of the family. Might become a regular if he says that again. If you missed the end of the last segment, you need to go back and watch it. That was gold, just gold. So this is Joel, and he is sitting there. Joel, and he is, as you can tell, he is a diehard card-carrying member of the Philadelphia Eagle fan base. Segment 2. Hey, we are 4 days? 4 days. Less than 4 days now from kickoff of the Super Bowl. Hell of a matchup. Eagles against the Chiefs. Really the two best teams from front to back all year. They were top 2-3 all year in their conferences. So these two, I'm not surprised they're here. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to break this down. We did do a little... looking down on Monday night, we talked about some of the strengths of this team. Now, you've been a fan pretty much probably since you can crawl. Is that fair to say of this team?
Yeah, that's
fair. So we're going to start with you because this is your team. And in 6 years, they basically flipped the team, and here they are again. Yep. That's pretty good stuff from a GM, by the way. Your assessment, first of all, just give me a quick read. What'd you think about the season? When did you know that, oh, shit, these guys are for real? They might be that team this year. When did you know? Give us a little recap of how you saw this season.
That over-the-top bomb from Hurts to A.J. Brown.
When was that one?
The over-the-shoulder, drop it in the bucket. Game? I can't remember which
He's done that a lot this year.
Once you see that.
Week 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's kind of week 1. Yeah, which moment
was it week 1 you saw that connection?
Yeah. Once you see that over-the-top bomb come in, you know that you have a 1 on both sides. So you have a 1 on both sides. Not to make Michael Irvin's argument for Dak Prescott. That was Michael Irvin's excuse for Dak Prescott.
That was weak.
2 1s. Come on, Michael.
That could have been the worst.
But Jalen has 2 1s. I think that's right. Honestly,
and a strong tight end,
and the best line in football.
Once you saw
and the amazing running game.
Yes, those two running backs.
That he helps create, though.
Of course he does.
I have to give him credit.
I think
he's a big part of that.
Because of that.
He's a big part of that.
And you think about their young. I don't really think about their young players. Like everybody always talks about, like how long can they do it? They have a lot of young players on rookie deals. A ton of
That's
young.
How.
Yeah, that's how they do it, right? Like you looked at this, the matchup. The only guy not on the rookie deal was Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
And then Allen went out. But if you looked at the 4, the only guy.
Oh, you're saying the other quarterback.
Yeah, you had Purdy, you had Hurts. Yeah, you had 3 guys on rookie deal, right? That's how they're doing it. Yeah. But I think that the moment you knew is that, and then I think once you saw like Riddick being able to rush from the outside.
Riddick's a stud.
Destroy the quarterback with that speed.
Yeah, he's better than I thought he was.
And then I got nervous when Jordan Davis went down, but then we signed, Sue and
Ndamukong Suh
and Joseph, and I was
large
like,
man.
Nobody even talked about that.
Nobody talked about that.
No,
but it's a hell of a
hell of a pickup. Super Bowl champion.
What were those guys doing? They sitting at home
waiting for a contract.
They were just working out.
Same thing they've been doing.
Yeah, waiting for money.
Yeah,
good for them.
Mercenaries.
Good for them being ready.
Yeah, the Rams did it last year with Von Miller.
Yeah, they sure did.
They did. So Buffalo tried to do it. And he got hurt this year.
Though, right?
Vaughn in the Super Bowl was nasty.
No, but I'm saying they traded for Vaughn.
The Rams got him from Denver. I don't know. Was he?
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't just sign him off the street.
No, they didn't. No,
the signing like that is more impressive to me.
Yeah.
I think it's like who's the playoff team, right? You get those vets are always sitting there.
Sure.
And if they're in shape and they can play, then they're not a bad side. Like think about the depth on the line.
Their GM is crushing the shit out of this.
He built a very good roster. He did it pretty quick.
And he was hated, right? Like he was not. He's not been. Howie Roseman's not been a favored son. Like honestly, probably until this year. And now everybody's like, oh, he's a genius.
Well, because Eagles fans didn't believe in Hurts.
Right, they didn't believe in Hurts, and I think the other thing there too is like after the last Super Bowl, Peterson's gone. You know what I'm saying? You had Wentz. Throwing footballs for the Commanders now, right? Or maybe not throwing footballs.
That was another dumb decision, by the way. But
Ron Rivera gets
what a dumbass decision.
But I mean, that was kind of a mess, right?
Man.
That was such a dumb
decision.
Oh my God, he'll never live that down.
No,
anyway, go on.
Sorry, you know
Back
what
to
we're talking
Philly.
about? Ron Rivera, at the most important time of the year,
Can't believe he did this.
Can't lose. He says, "You know what, Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, you won. You're 6-2. We're gonna put you on
Hold
the
the
bench.
clipboard. Carson, you're up."
Through 3 picks.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
I don't. I'm not stupid.
There is the
I don't-
old dreaded floor ceiling.
It
argument.
takes stupid to know stupid.
There's
I don't
the
know what the
floor
hell he's
ceiling
talking about.
argument.
He riverboat Ron.
He riverboat Ronde.
He gambled on nothing.
What in
He
comparison?
threw it away. He said, "Okay, I'm going to put it all on black. Oh, there's only red
You know-
squares. Okay, put it all on black."
I'm all in on this 2-7 offsuit.
Why? It's like Austin Powers when he goes, "You have 5, sir. Hit me." I also like to live dangerously. Fucking- Do you remember that shit? Fucking like after number 2 wins on 17, he's got the iPad. Then he goes, "You have 5. I'll stay. You have 5, sir." He goes, "I also like to live dangerously." And then he just smacks out. It's like, that was Riverboat Ron. That was literally Riverboat Ron. There you go. That was fucking ridiculous.
Dude, you make those shitty, funny movies from the past sound so much more funny than they
You gotta watch him stoned.
Maybe you're right.
If you think they're funny when you're not stoned, watch them when you're stoned. You'll be in pain from laughing. You will be in pain from laughing. It's not even funny. But anyway, so that when you saw the first bomb over the shoulder, yeah. And by the way, Tennessee letting that stud walk out the door. How dumb are you? So yeah, no.
Yeah, bad decision.
Bad decision. Another bad decision. But hey, Philadelphia did this. And look, this was no knock on Hurst. And I have to say this about Mac Brown and everybody else and Danny Dimes. You can't judge a quarterback until he gets to legit number 1 because it's not fair. Because in this league, it's a passing league. You have to have the defenses are faster. You have to have a legit number 1. You have to have a guy that the other team has to game plan for. If you ain't got that guy, you ain't got number 1. And Hurts did not have that guy. Now, we got Devonta Smith the year before, and he had a solid rookie year. I think that's fair to say, right? And then he drops this guy on the other side. Now he's got basically 2. So he went from 0 to 2. Okay, and by the way, it's one thing to have that kind of talent. It's one thing to know how to use it. And that's where Jalen Hurts, I think, is not getting enough credit because that dude didn't even flinch. He just played the game. He's like, "Oh, wow, I actually have some talent out here now. Wow, what can I do with this shit?" Bang, okay? And that running game that was already formidable now goes from that to this, where you don't know what. I feel sorry for every middle linebacker in this league that has to face that offense right now because there's 3 guys in the backfield you got to worry about. Not 1, 3, okay? And then there's 2 number 1s on the inside. So even you can't even cheat your safeties up. You can't. You have to literally play this with 5 in the box.
And their tight ends are receivers.
Your tight ends are, and you got that dude. And I'm like, you can't play a base nickel against this. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Marcus Spears had a nice little breakdown.
Well, I'm sure he
today,
did.
Talking about keeping the linebackers closer to the line because it prevents the offensive line from getting too deep on you in the run game.
That's a good point.
Because he showed it.
It leaves a gap.
Right,
Yeah.
because he
Leaves
showed
space.
it like
Yeah.
the Niners were playing back.
Yeah.
And it allowed the offensive line to get ahead of steam.
Yeah.
And now they're on your
They're
ass.
on your
Right.
ass.
You know, as opposed to when you're closer up.
They can't
you can
get that.
decide if
You
it's
can
a run
stand
and
them up and-
dive
yeah.
in there. You
Yeah.
know, it was a pretty good breakdown.
No, it's good.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to
This
be
is
able
gonna
to
be
like
this is going to
they're-
be easier than
yeah,
San Francisco
that
from that
defense,
perspective.
man.
Because honestly, they don't have the speed that the Niners had.
No.
They don't have any of that stuff.
San Fran played them really good.
San
in the
Fran
first
just did because they had a quarterback couldn't throw after that. They were done.
defense was
I mean,
holding
yeah.
strong for what they were.
They were in that game until the quarterback,
Right.
third or whatever the fuck he
Well,
was,
dude, you lose your
dropped the
quarterback,
ball.
You lose your quarterback, and it's like fuck.
You're on your third stringer.
Yeah.
Who had a hell of a run.
Then you have that drive where on 3 third downs you get penalties called on you.
That was the killer.
That was
was
that.
That was the killer.
That
game
was
was
bad.
over.
That touchdown.
That was
did
it.
Yeah.
You saw their soul, like they were like, we stopped them 3
Yep,
times.
yep. And they were calling
And we
shit.
didn't.
They were calling
you
dog
know,
shit. I mean,
and then the guy fumbles the snap, and it's like, all right.
oh, that was
It's
terrible.
over.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And you crucified me and go, he's a 4th stringer. What do you want? I'm like, I want him to catch the ball. I just want him to catch the ball. I'm asking him to reinvent the wheel, split the atom. No, catch the fucking ball and hit you in the hands. That's all you had to do. Okay? Catch the fucking ball.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
Okay? Yeah, oops. Yeah, that's the worst time possible.
Yes,
I was like, give me a break. No, but Philadelphia, and I agree with you on that one because that added the dimension they didn't have before.
Yeah.
So now a very good running game went from this to now. What are you going to do? Now you can't put 7 in the box? You're screwed. And you are. You're pretty much screwed. And now San Fran, if they played that way and they hung it, might have had a better shot. They still had no fucking quarterback in the end. But the bottom line is that defense held up as long as it could.
They did good.
Eventually, they ran out of gas because they were on the field the whole fucking game.
Regardless of what Marcus Spears said, I thought the Niners D held up better than most defenses I've seen against them.
They're just eventually a running game like that is going to wear you down. Yeah. And that's what it does.
Well, I said one of the players that kind of made the impact, right?
Yeah.
Riddick. But the other one that people don't, we signed Gardner Johnson.
Yes.
That was in our secondary. From the Saints, we signed Gardner Johnson.
Saints always had a good D, too.
Yeah.
And they still do.
They still do. And
they're the last defense that held y'all down.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, they were.
But it wasn't
him, though. It was
Minshew. It was Minshew.
Yeah.
But that's what I made the point. I'm like, when Dallas was, Dallas ain't going nowhere. If Minshew, the backup, can score 34 points on that defense, but Dallas is not going to.
I think that says something about the offense for Philly.
Philly it does. That's part of it. But Dallas is still not. This guy ain't Jalen Hurts.
No, of course he's not. They got studs out there.
They still do, yes. But he's not Jalen Hurts.
And the other thing was I mentioned the young guys.
Their O-line will give Gardner Minshew
Jordan Davis. When Jordan Davis went down hurt, it was all of a sudden. Our run defense was good, right?
Yeah.
They said, hey, your run defense is good. Jordan Davis goes down, our run defense disappears. And you're like, then they signed Sue. And
Ndamukong Suh is a run stopper.
But it still didn't change until Jordan Davis came back.
Yeah.
And when did he come back?
It was later in the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was gone for, I don't know, I can't remember the number of games right now, but he was gone for 4 games, 6 games, something like that.
And in that stretch, your run defense sucked.
Yeah.
It didn't suck, but it was not.
It was the one thing you could go, oh, maybe.
I don't know if Tom told this to you, but when we did our preseason predictions, we predicted every division.
Okay.
I predicted Philly. He predicted Dallas.
Oh.
Just so you know. And the reason was they had the best, or thought the best quarterback in the division. Turns out that wasn't true. Now was it?
We thought Dallas had the best quarterback.
At the time, when the season started, that's what people thought. That was their one advantage. They thought they had the best quarterback. Turns out they didn't have the better quarterback. They don't. They do not.
They don't have the better offense. They don't have the better defense.
Anything. They don't have the better quarterback.
They don't have the better team.
They don't. They don't. And that was the thing. But they were giving them an edge because they thought they had the best quarterback in the division. They didn't.
Dallas never scared me. The team that scared me this year was actually San Fran. When I looked at everybody, San Fran was the one I was like...
Defense is that good.
Yeah, the defense was that good. And then when they made the trade for McCaffrey, I was
well, this is where losing Purdy really changed everything because they were humming.
That could have been a great game.
It could have been a great game. And it could have been a great game. I'm saying we predicted Philly to win that game, and we did it with the premise that Purdy was going to play.
I think you got to give our defense credit for knocking Purdy out. Literally,
I agree with that.
Literally,
it's part of the game.
They knock out everybody.
Our defense beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the way, what's the coach's name for San Fran? What a dipshit! Leaving that dude one-on-one with a backup tackle. Talk about that's no dumbass decision.
Yeah,
why isn't the why isn't the tight end lined up on that side of every pass play and chipping that guy?
There was a couple plays they moved the line left.
For all the credit, we talked about.
There was a couple plays they shifted the other way and just let him
dive down. I'm like, what are you doing? It was like,
typically they're doing that if they're running away from the rush, right?
If you're
they weren't in those instances, but typically that's what it looks like when you're running away from the rush.
If you're in a passing situation, okay, against the defense that has 70 fucking sacks in the league, by far better. How are you when you
record? All-time record is 72.
Yeah, and the bottom line, and you know your backup tackle's going to be facing that. You're not automatically in the game plan putting a tight end on that side and chipping. That's beyond stupid. That's why that kid got killed. That's dumb coaching right there. How do you sit there and say, yeah, our backup can hold his own against that dude? One-on-one. No effing way.
They were trying to block him with Kittle at some point.
Well, but you do a double team. You chip him and you slow him down. You don't sit there and let him go one-on-one.
I think
that was a tight end.
Stupid.
I don't think that's by choice. I think if you're honest and you look at Philly's D, just like San Fran's D, you cannot double down on any one place.
It's not a double down. It's putting the tight end in for an extra blocker. You're not leaving somewhere else.
Or whatever else.
Yeah, you got it. That guy's the best dude.
Yeah,
he's the one who knocked him out. You got to double team him.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
That's called the check with me at the line. If they shift their defense, you call that blocking scheme because he moved.
But that's why they play the game, right?
I know that, but this is where the coach
for people to make mistakes.
But this is where the coach should. I don't think the coach for San Fran's getting killed enough for this because that's why he got knocked out of the game. Because he was blocking that dude, a stud. Okay, maybe the best pass rusher in the league, one-on-one with a backup tackle.
That happens.
What planet does that? I know it happens
sometimes.
It makes no. Yeah, because these coaches aren't as smart as they think they are.
But what I'm saying is,
dumb coaching.
The other thing I'll say is, you never know when a player is going to get knocked out. You don't know which play it is or which hit it is.
No, I don't. But what I do know is this: if you want to play Russian roulette, then you lose. At some point, you crap out.
Well,
That's what that was.
Take a chance too to get the ball moving
down
the field.
You don't with that offense. In San Fran, you're not going to take. You're just going to protect your quarterback. Give him an extra 2 seconds to the ball. Because if you do that, he was 4 for 4 before that hit.
Yeah.
He was tearing him up, and then bang, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm like, because this clown, this coach,
he was
genius.
4 for 4.
He was 4 for 4 on that. Yep, when he got hit.
How many yards?
I don't know. They were moving the ball. They're up in the midfield when it happened.
And that fake catch for Devontae, man, a lot of things went bad for San
Fran.
See,
that's the part that
so much
really
went bad for them.
Really drives me nuts when I hear that because like
it didn't. Philly was still going to win the game.
Yes,
we thought before the game.
Yes,
before any of that nonsense happened, we thought Philly was going to win.
I said 20.
Yeah, I had 30-27 because I thought San Fran would stay with them, but then Purdy got knocked out.
That's as many points as you said the Giants would beat the Eagles by.
3?
No, I think you gave him you did.
I said 3.
I said 3.
Yeah, that was such a stupid pick.
Well, now
your boys didn't show up.
Exactly.
But
they had no shot.
They didn't show up.
They had no shot.
They played them better. First of all, that's a load of shit because they played them tougher when Philly needed the game and the Giants didn't.
But it was
and
the
they
backups.
didn't have what?
It was the backups.
And it was the backups.
Yeah.
The starters are playing. Philly was going to win that game, but I mean, they should have been.
Weird game,
they didn't
though.
show
It
up.
was weird.
It was a reduced.
There's such a thing as not showing up.
The playbook for us was completely reduced. We didn't want.
They were protecting Hurts.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was a strange.
But
game.
you had to win the game, though.
Yeah,
but
you had to win that game.
But we also had to have Jalen Hurts in the playoffs.
But y'all were also,
I don't think Jalen Hurts needed to play. Well, it turns out if he didn't play, they lost.
We were also winning 16-0 in the fourth.
And Dallas was one off of us, right?
Weren't y'all?
So you had to win that game.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So the Giants played very well given the circumstances. It was in Philly, so there's reason to think, well, they're going to play them tough again and they're in the division. They know each other.
Yeah,
they didn't show up. The Giants didn't show up. I don't care what you say. That was a fucking mulligan.
But even if they had showed up,
it doesn't mean Philly wouldn't have won. I'm just saying it would have been a more competitive game. Yeah.
Well,
they didn't show up.
How much of it is it didn't show up, or how much of it is like Philly just opened up everything?
I would say, given what
did they really show them everything in that game?
I don't think the Giants showed it. Philly what they should have showed them. The Giants' game plan against that defense with that was stupid. You can't leave him in the pocket against those guys. When they were winning, you got to roll him out and give him a run pass. How many RPO op did he have in that game?
Dude, they did
4, 5.
They couldn't do anything.
No, but they didn't try to do that.
Like if you know,
it was the defense. It wasn't that.
I didn't say Philly wouldn't have won the game. I said the play calling was terrible. The game plan was terrible. Well, you gave your team no chance.
Dude, before they could blink, game over.
It was 20. Yeah, because the offense went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
Well, what did we win this year? 16 games.
14-3 going in.
Yeah,
going in.
It was the same game from week 14.
Okay.
Quick score.
Yeah, but the next time they played each other against the backups, that didn't happen.
Well,
and they were at home, and the Giants don't even need the game.
But that impacted how Philly played.
Well, look, there's one or two ways you look at it. You look at maybe Philly didn't show up in that game.
Right, I don't think.
Or the Giants. That's not to me. That's what I'm saying. The Giants didn't show up.
I think it was hard for Philly to show up in that game because they're like, oh, they don't even want to win it.
We need it. We just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
I understand that.
That's kind of what that
it's
looks
like.
I
understand that.
But that's how it looks.
But to me, I was saying, and I had no problem with the play. You have to play them because you have to win that game. There are people saying, sit them you got to win that game.
Well, but I think they were thinking overall health. I don't think it was just Jalen Hurts was a big part of it, but there's other players.
I think they made the right decision.
We don't want
playing
him either. Yeah.
I think they did because they had to win that game. Because if they go on the road, who knows what happens?
Teams are better at home. Imagine if the Giants had played their starters and beat Philly and made Philly play the next week. It could have changed everything.
But Philly would have still. Well, if Dallas wins, now Dallas ended up losing, by the way.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered in the end.
Right. Oh, because San Fran winning didn't matter.
But let's say Dallas.
That was for the number 1 seed.
Wasn't San Fran?
Yeah.
Or no?
San Fran did win.
Yeah, but it flipped Dallas, is what you're saying.
Dallas was the one that flipped. Yeah. So I mean. The bottom line is that, look, Philly to me is the best team in the league. They've proven over the course of the season they belong here, and I think they're going to win this game by 14 points. And that's if they don't turn the ball over. If they turn the ball over, it'll be over at halftime.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Are you?
But the Chiefs make me nervous, and it's not because I think.
Interesting.
They do. I mean, honestly, they're the best team in the AFC, right? They showed that.
No, Buffalo got hurt. Von Miller's a big loss.
So did they, though.
They don't have a Von Miller.
Yeah, but it still didn't change the fact that
they don't have a Von Miller.
They lost Josh
Allen started
receivers
throwing interceptions.
But I think he was doing that because his defense wasn't as good and he was more pressure on himself.
Well, I mean, he put it there.
He did, but I think he felt like he pressured because their defense wasn't stopping people.
I don't think he had to.
Miami put up 31 points on them with what Who was playing quarterback?
Yeah.
Buffalo wasn't stopping anybody after this guy went down. So I'm saying, I'm not excusing Josh.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think he felt like we got to score every possession.
Okay.
Because these guys suddenly can't stop anybody anymore. They couldn't get any pressure. And it's true. They weren't the same. When Von Miller went down, that defense was never the same again. Never. And Miami scoring 31 points on them before they saw, with a third string, who was that quarterback? What was his name? The kid from Miami.
Sky something?
Whatever he was.
Skylar
That
Thompson.
dude.
Skylar
Yeah.
Thompson.
If that didn't tell you how far Buffalo had fallen, it's one thing for Tua to go in there and do that. I get that. This dude? No.
But why is Von Miller, without
He closed the
Von
door
Miller,
for the
you're just
Rams.
Awful?
He closed the doors for the Broncos.
The Broncos. You lose him. I'm saying you lose him because you got to have that guy as a pass rusher. You got to have a stud like
just
that.
damn, it feels like nobody else can pick up the slack.
Why do we talk about Micah Parsons all year and your guy Riddick? Because he's like a number one on defense. He's like he's an LT.
Yeah.
He's that dude. He's like this guy. You have to account for him on offense rather. If you don't, he'll wreck your game.
Yeah. I know he had a bunch of sacks this year, but I really think if you look at our defense,
you're overall good
all the way across
they're,
everything.
They're 3 levels.
Yes,
they are.
Yes.
But he is the number one
for sure.
He's that dude.
For sure. Brandon Graham had a good year.
He did. But you have to have that dude because that dude also makes everybody around him better. Right. Because he's the focal like Micah. You take Micah Parsons off Dallas.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, they got 2 other guys on the line with above double digit
I know,
sacks.
but I'm saying you have to have that. You have that dude too. You got to have that number
got
one.
3 of them.
Look what happened to freaking Aaron Donald Look what happened to Aaron Donald this year when he left. Was Aaron Donald the same player?
Yeah, Von Miller and
him,
Sue
yeah.
leave, right?
And Sue was Tampa Bay. I'm saying in LA though.
Oh yeah, but he left. He was in LA
when they won the Super Bowl. They had 2 of them. Now Aaron Donald's got that. Look what Aaron Donald let this past year without him. I don't remember even mentioning Aaron Donald's name.
Well, so I think that's kind of the thing I was saying is like we're deep all the way across the line.
You are.
There's not a solid we don't have like a non-solid player.
You don't. You don't have one. There's not one weak spot.
Your number 1, 2, and 3 are close.
And they're in different places of the team.
Yeah, but I'm saying the point is that this matchup, I understand the whole Mahomes Reed thing, but Andy Reid's track record in Super Bowls is not very good. So number 1, number two, okay. Patrick Mahomes could play a great game and you can still win by 2 touchdowns because their defense can't stop your offense. They can't stop them.
Yeah,
they cannot stop them. They're not even. They're not. This is not San Francisco. Let's be clear about this. This is not. If you could do that to San Francisco, again, it took you what? But if you could do them, you're going to rip these guys a new one. You're going to rip these guys a new one. The only way the Chiefs are in this game is if you turn the ball over. If you don't turn the ball, and by the way, your boy's been saying it all week.
That's the thing.
Clean game. Play a clean game.
Yes.
Play a clean game.
So
Hurts doesn't turn the ball over.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, I think the thing that worries me is like you get magical Patrick Mahomes, and you get magical, Chris Jones, right? Mm-hmm.
Against your offensive line?
I don't think Chris Jones is doing this to that.
No, I don't think so either. But what I'm saying is it makes you nervous, right? Like when you go into a game, like a Super Bowl, you're nervous.
I know.
Patrick Mahomes can make you nervous.
No, he's capable. Yeah. But the thing is, for that magic to happen, they got to be in the game.
True.
Okay, you're talking.
Well, no, that magic's going on.
You're talking a 1-score game in the 4th quarter, and he gets the ball. Because that's what you're afraid of.
Yeah.
But if you guys do what you should do, that moment's never going to happen. It won't even be that close. It won't be close. And I'm saying if they don't turn the ball over, it's not going to be close.
Yeah.
If they do, it might be over at halftime.
The difference for us, I think, is an offensive defensive line. On those 2 things.
Yep.
That's the difference for us.
You're so much better than them in both spots. In the trenches, you are a lap better than them.
And that's what makes every good team consistent, right? You're like. Why was Minnesota no good this year? Right, even
defense
though they had
terrible.
Right, exactly right.
A nosebleed.
Right.
Yeah. No, they won 13 games. You can't be terrible when 13 games. But the reason they weren't an elite team is because they only played on one side of the ball.
Well, they were terrible.
They
were terrible. Won 13 games, right? They played.
Can't win terrible.
All of the teams in the NFC
they won in
North
Buffalo for Christ's sake.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like
they weren't elite. They were good.
Correct. Yeah.
Your team is elite.
Beatable. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not your team. Okay, your team proved that earlier when you smacked them.
Yeah.
So they're not on your level.
There's not a single team outside that I wouldn't take both y'all's lines over.
Right. You
could go. No team has 2 front lines like the Eagles.
No, San Fran has 1.
San Fran has
1. The front four, their front seven. They have 5 first-round draft picks.
I don't even think.
Yeah, you can think of it.
Four.
Oh, really? The numbers will prove you wrong.
They're not even close.
They're number one. Dude, they were number one in the league.
I'm just talking about sack numbers across the front.
Dude, they were the number one rated offense in the NFL, not a defense, not Philly.
Yeah, and how'd they look?
They didn't have a quarterback.
Let's see the sack totals. What were the
sack totals?
Yeah,
like Bosa had like 18. The rest of them had
like you know why?
Bosa's a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's their dude.
Yeah, but the bottom line is San Fran didn't have the offense blowing people out. You want to know why you guys have 70 sacks? Because your opponent is passing from the second quarter on. Because they're down 2 scores before they blink. Because your offense is that good.
And your defense is also getting them off the field.
We're grinding both.
But it's easy when you know what's coming.
We're grinding both lines. Like we're grinding both lines. Our run game is grinding that line.
Yep, you are. The bottom line is your offense helps your defense, and your defense is already good.
Yeah.
The offense took a jump this year. I would say A.J. Brown was the biggest addition this year in the NFL. Because he took that offense. Because look, and maybe Devonta Smith would have been, he's a 1. Okay, you got 2 1s now, and now you can't put 8 or 7 in the box against that running game.
Devonta is not a bona fide 1.
He's a damn good 2.
Yeah.
He's a damn good 2.
Because A.J. Brown
I'll take him as a 2. I'll take him as a 1. A.J. Brown is a 1. He's an alpha dog. He's one of the top 5 receivers in the league.
I think you go back to how, Devontae's young, right?
Yeah.
You know.
He's good, though. He's real good.
Of course he's good.
He's better than solid. No.
Yeah. Solid.
He's good. Solid is Jacoby Myers for the Patriots. He's solid. This guy's good. It's just different. It's true.
Good, solid. It's fucking semantics.
Not really.
You're saying he's good. It's not
I'm saying he's Pro Bowl caliber good.
He's not solid. He's good. Like good is Hall of Fame.
Jacoby Myers is solid.
It's the same thing.
He's not good.
If you're solid, you're good.
No.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit. Well, something that is solid is good.
Something that's solid cannot.
It's like, that guy's solid.
Oh, really?
Would you say he's good, though? No.
Well, turds are solid.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're not talking about physical form.
You said solid. Solid doesn't equal good.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It depends.
It's not elite.
If I ask anyone this question who knows both receivers, would you take Jacoby Myers over?
No.
They'll say no. Why? Well, he's solid, but he's good.
I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. He's better than him.
The Giants would trade all of their receivers just for him.
Just for him. Yes.
That's the truth.
And it would still get turned down.
And he would be a bona fide 1.
He'd be a bona fide 1 on the Giants.
Yeah, he would.
I think Daniel Jones would
but I'm saying you have to have, in a passing league, the Eagles didn't have a passing game, and it wasn't the quarterback's fault. He didn't have really many options. Yeah, the tight end was good, but the outside he didn't have and they draft Devonta Smith, and then they get him, and so bang, bang. He goes from nothing to those in 2 years. And look what happens.
So
basically, this year.
The other thing is you can make the same argument. I mean, Dallas had the same thing, right?
They let Amari Cooper walk. That was a dumb move.
You would have had 2 ones.
Dumb. They were not the same this year on offense.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why.
Right.
They should never let him walk.
I didn't realize Amari was still that good.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver multiple seasons there. He was legit 1.
So could you plug Devontae in for CeeDee Lamb and have same output?
Yes. Yes, you could.
So he's a 1.
Yes, you could.
That's how you can argue that.
Yep.
Because
I don't
honestly,
think Devontae Smith's as good as CeeDee Lamb.
I don't know because he's not a number 1. He's a number 2 with this guy. Yeah. I do know this. He
was
won.
A number 1
I know this. He won a Heisman. CeeDee Lamb.
He was the number 1. He was the
last
number 1 in Alabama.
Yeah, and he was, and they won a national title. Went undefeated, as a matter of fact.
I mean, he was the number 1 last year, and they weren't that good.
They were in the playoffs.
They got bounced first round.
Yeah, but I'm saying A.J. Brown is better than A.J. Brown's a top 5 receiver in this league.
Yeah.
If you don't think that, or know that, you don't know football. Okay, he
say that.
I honestly thought this year Goddard would be the guy that went off. I thought those balls.
As soon as you guys got A.J. Brown, I was like, pencil them in.
Well, no, I mean everything in behind A.J. Brown and Devontae, I thought Goddard was eating that.
But when you have a real number 1,
I'm just saying, Devontae was a number 1 last year.
When you have a real number 1, much like having a guy,
but the only it makes everybody better. You just said it. You said Devontae was number 1 and they weren't that good in the playoffs. Well, that's what we're talking about. Is Devontae a number 1?
He's a 2, and a damn good one.
Right. I'm saying he's not.
Oh, you're saying he's not a number 1.
Right.
No, he's
not on the Eagles. He's not. But he could be on a lot of other teams.
CeeDee Lamb's better than him.
I don't know that he is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's not a 1.
Yeah.
I'm saying both things.
I don't know that CeeDee Lamb's better than him.
I'm saying he's not a 1.
Because when CeeDee Lamb had Amari Cooper, he put up the same numbers as Devontae Smith did this year when he had what's his name when he had Brown.
Yeah.
So I think I think they're
CeeDee Lamb put up good numbers this year.
He was a number one, though. He was targeted.
He was the one
more.
getting the ball.
Yeah,
So?
when Amari Cooper was there, he was not the number one.
No, but you could argue it the other way, too.
I'm
and
just
say,
saying.
Hey, he had a good year because Amari's there.
I'm just saying.
And I think
he did, but I'm just saying that he put him and Devontae Smith's number when they were number twos are very similar.
Were Lamb and Devontae both in the same draft class?
But when they were number ones, they're not.
Lamb was before him.
We're talking about comparing the numbers when they were number ones.
I'm saying he was only number one for 1 year.
Right.
And he was a rookie.
Same with CeeDee Lamb.
But CeeDee Lamb wasn't a rookie when he became the number one. He was his fifth, sixth year. You think that doesn't matter?
Right now, I think CeeDee Lamb is better.
And I disagree.
Okay.
Suppose that.
I'm not saying that Devontae Smith couldn't surpass him.
I'm saying I disagree.
Okay.
I think he's the number one now, and he gets targeted like one, and Devontae doesn't get targeted that way because of A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And that ridiculously awesome running game.
just saying,
Let's be honest. How many attempts is he getting a game when they're rushing for 200 yards?
Well, and let's be honest, Dallas has that propensity to throw the ball. They throw the ball to everybody. Their team,
they don't have. Yeah, Dallas is a pass-first offense.
Yeah.
Philly is a run-first offense.
Exactly right.
So right there, the number of attempts. That's the other thing I'm saying. He's not getting the number of attempts that CeeDee Lamb is getting. Okay, because they run first. Dallas doesn't.
I'm saying if you compare his season as a number one to CeeDee's first season as a number one, CeeDee's a better number one.
Well, let's
only
look.
because he's older.
Can we look?
Okay, maybe.
No, he's got better numbers. I know he does. But Devontae was a rookie.
If you compare Devontae's
If
numbers
CeeDee
last year to
Lamb,
CeeDee's this year,
right as a rookie,
Not CeeDee's this year.
yes, this is when he was a number
number one.
one.
This is his first year as number one because
That's
Amari
all.
was number one.
I'm just comparing them as number ones. And yes,
Well,
that was Devontae's rookie year.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he's still only in his second year. So if he was
this
a
guy's in
number
his
one
sixth
right
or
now,
seventh.
CeeDee would be better than him right now.
I don't think he
It
is.
doesn't matter why.
I just think it's
whether
lack of targets. That's all it is. That's all it is.
But when he had him, when he had the
CeeDee
targets,
Lamb for number one pretty disappeared against San Fran. Where was he?
no, that was not on CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb burned dudes multiple times, and Dak's ass couldn't hit him. That was on Dak.
Dak was terrible that game.
Yes.
But the bottom line
Was
is
not on CeeDee Lamb.
No, but I'm saying CeeDee Lamb, where was he?
He was looking for the ball, and Dak's throwing the wrong
I think it's a
fucking read.
two-part problem. Dak was terrible.
Dak was throwing the wrong read. He was thrown into coverage. CeeDee's on the sideline going,
That's two plays.
Dude,
What are the other 45?
dude.
Yeah, but Dak also threw it to
ruined
the
that
other
game.
team.
He did. That's two
ruined that
interceptions he
game.
threw. Yeah, two picks.
No. He also had times where he made the wrong read and threw inside
I'm
when
saying, where
CeeDee
was
was out.
he
Also had other times where CeeDee Lamb beat the corner.
Did Dak Prescott complete a pass in this game or didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, he completed about 23. You know what that means? On 20 plays, he at least made the right read. At least 23. Where was CeeDee Lamb?
Oh, please, give me a break.
I'm sorry. That's a fact.
Dak ruined that game.
He did with the two, but I'm saying when he made 23 complete passes,
Yeah,
so the play worked.
and they weren't good.
Where was CeeDee Lamb?
So
Who's his number one?
let me bring it back
CeeDee
to the
Lamb
Eagles
should
in
have
Kansas
touchdown.
City. None of y'all think
No.
that Kansas City stands a chance.
I have 35.
I'm the Eagles fan. And
I have
I'm nervous.
35-21 Philly, and that's if Patrick and then they don't have a turnover. If they
That's a
have
lot
turnover,
of points. That's 14
You
points.
tell me. All right, let me ask you a question. You tell me why this defense is going to stop that offense.
It's not.
Thank you.
But
Thank
this
you.
is what I will say. This offense is a run offense first.
KC is not a top of the line run defense.
They're not. But what I'm saying is,
The team they just ran over was.
what I'm saying is, like,
So-
if you're running the ball, you're not putting up 21 points in a quarter, 28 points
You don't
in a
have to.
quarter.
That's-
No, I'm not saying you have to. But what I'm saying is,
Talk about your offense?
yes, if our
Yes,
offense,
you are.
No, I'm saying
If
but
they
if it's
turn the
only
ball over.
run, right?
And give them a short field like San
But
Fran
they never
did.
only run. They'll gash you for 20, and then the minute you try to stop the run, they go boop.
Yeah, for
They score quick.
Your
as
team
shit.
lives in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
But they score quick.
Which at 2nd and
With
4,
the nice
because
downs.
it's a
They're
great.
nice
If you're a
downs,
quarterback, you're in heaven because at 2nd and 4 or 5, you can open up the whole playbook.
You
and
can take a chance.
You can do whatever you want.
You
can
can
do
pick
whatever you
up a
want.
first
And
down.
and they've got
Yeah.
weapons on the outside.
You
on
run
top
a
of it.
screen.
No,
Exactly.
But then the other thing
Yeah.
is they're not
Whatever.
scared of 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. It's like they always have 4 plays.
They were this year. You know what your coach did this year that I liked? He brought it back to the way football was invented, where you had 4 downs to get 10 yards, and this son of a bitch would literally do it. They
always have 4 downs.
They were, just here's a fun fact for you. This is why he can't stand me, but he also loves me. Your team this year set a record. Your team was 25 for 35 on 4th down this year. That's fucking disgusting.
I'll take
That's like a Madden game. That's
will
what that
take
number.
it.
That's how ridiculous. And you should, because this guy brought it back to they will run on 4.
I can't believe they got stopped 10 times. Whoa.
Do you know what that percentage is? 25 out of
believe they got stopped
35. They're completing 4th down now over 60% of the time. The hardest down in the history of that league, they completed or converted 60% of the time.
If you include third and one, include third and
I'm
one,
not
it
including
probably
third
goes
and
up
one.
to like
I'm just
90%.
saying that your coach brought it back to old school football where they literally they rush for 170 yards a game. Like, what offense? The Dallas Cowboys of the 90s, they're the last team that even approached that number with Emmett and that ridiculous offensive line.
They didn't average 170.
They averaged, yes, they did.
170?
I'll show it to you. They averaged 170 yards a game rushing. That is disgusting.
They're committed to the run. They're going to run a lot against Kansas City, and what I'm saying is that makes every possession that much more valuable.
And it's much harder to defend.
If you're going up and down the field, throwing the ball, you're going to have, I don't know, however many extra possessions in the game that wouldn't be there.
They are going to kill.
No, I know.
Defense.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
We're arguing you. They're going to kill you. They're going to kill them.
You're telling me they're going to be like slogging the game down. No. Just running 2 yards at a time. They're going to.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
This game is going to be a nightmare.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, if you're that run offense isn't a score 80 points in a game offense is what I'm saying.
It is when your opponent panics because you're up there down 14-0 in the middle of the second quarter and have to abandon their running game.
So this is what I'll say: if we play Kansas City like we played the Giants,
it's over.
Kansas City would beat us.
Why?
In the game that you were talking about,
the second one
with the backups.
But that was weird. You agree with me?
It was weird, but I'm saying if we turn the ball over. That's one of those.
That's the only way this game is close.
Right.
That's the only way this game is close.
Why that would happen?
No,
I'm not saying it will.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I'm a nervous fan. Like
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I don't know, dude. I just look.
You
at
have
that
one
team.
Super Bowl, and you'd like another Super Bowl. You're nervous.
Of course you are, but the bottom line is you have the better team.
Yeah, of course. I don't disagree.
When the Patriots had Brady and they were doing their thing, there were only 2 games I was scared in the Super Bowl. One was against the Giants because we had seen them earlier that year and it was a close game.
Really?
Yep, I was scared about the Giants game. I told everybody this is the game they could lose. And you can ask all my friends if you doubt me on that. I was scared to death that game because it's very different.
Whenever the Patriots play.
No, I said that right before the Super Bowl.
You literally they're not going to win this fucking game.
No, that's not true.
They got no defense. They got no heart.
That's not true. That's an exaggeration.
Every time.
They're undefeated. That's a gross exaggeration. No, you didn't know me.
They're 13-3 headed into the playoffs.
Helmet catch and that's like saying drops a pick. Well, everybody forgets about the surefire pick that he threw right at him. He dropped it. He's acting like he threw a 100-mile-an-hour Clemens fastball at him. No, he didn't. He threw a rinky-dink little pass, and he would have caught it 1,000 times. I'm like, please, a lot of weird shit happened in that game. Yeah. And that's before you get to the fact that Tom Brady was playing on one leg. Because when he was, that's a fact. That's a fact. He was in a boot for 2 weeks. No one talked about it. Tom Brady on 2 legs, 365 yards, 5 touchdowns.
It was okay
against that defense. Tom Brady 1 leg, 260 yards, 1 touchdown.
They did have a secret in helping Tom Brady heal and elevating his leg. He rested his foot up on a deflated football.
Yes. yes. You never heard the ideal gas law either, did you? Yeah. Don't let scientific fact get in the way of your opinion, pal. Because it is a scientific fact. So anyway, and I know what happened in that game.
I don't really know the science behind.
No, we don't study that.
I don't know what the science.
We don't want to know the facts of the case here.
Let's just ask Bill Nye the science.
Yeah, let's.
I think we should go get the data from Tom Brady's phone. Let's go with facts.
After the league said he could actually here's the by the way, it's funny how you only heard the first half of that story or the second half. The first half is when Tom Brady said you need the phone, no, you get rid of it. And he tossed it. That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay. Well, yeah. Why? If I'm making that up, why did ESPN recant the story?
I don't know. I'm not.
Because they were wrong. It was inaccurate. When the people that make me wait a minute, did you read that law? What the ideal gas law? Oh yeah. Pull that down quick. Pull it down. That's what happened. That's a fact.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're talking about the deflated footballs. And what this guy doesn't understand is the ideal gas law. Whereas if they
just breaking your balls.
I know it is, but I can't stand it. And it's being recorded, and I'm not going to take it from this asshole when they're about to win a Super Bowl. The bottom line is this. Okay,
who truly
this is for all you
that the Patriots were cheaters,
are idiots,
and that's why
ridiculous. They blew the balls up in a 72-degree room. At kickoff, it was 14 degrees. Now here's the ideal gas law for you idiots out there. Real simple.
You're really bringing this
scientific fact. Yeah. Why not? Why would I bring facts into an argument? What a stupid concept.
My point is, even if he did
he didn't do it.
Even if he
didn't do it. The balls went from a 72-degree room to a 14-degree field, and all of a sudden in the second quarter, hey, why is the PSI
14-degree field?
The ideal gas law states this: if you inflate any orifice in a room at certain temperature and you take it just 20 degrees out, you're going to experience PSI loss. 20 degrees, 72 to 14. What's the math?
I just think it's funny.
58 degrees.
The field was that cold?
At kickoff, it was 14 degrees. The balls were inflated. When they blew them up, they were inside.
Where were they?
They were under the stadium.
No, but I'm saying, what stadium were they?
Gillette Stadium. It was 14 degrees at kickoff. So here's what the
The
idiots...
guy intercepted it and was like, oh, that ball's
It's kind of squishy. Hey, Tom cheated. Yeah, no.
Well, it's just like in the
dumbest, and again, you clearly never read this rule.
Well,
so
it's
you
just
don't
like,
know.
I mean, I didn't need to hear that rule. When you get up and it's freezing
You
outside,
don't.
no.
But
Listen,
idiots do.
When you wake up and it's freezing, you get in your car and the little lights on, and you're tired.
Do you know how
because
many times since
squeezed
Tom
out
Brady
the
has
air.
retired, I have seen someone make a comment about the Deflategate?
Do you know why?
Since he retired?
Really?
It's called jealousy. I know exactly why. They're jealous, butthurt people.
You don't really believe in Deflategate, do you?
No. That's just my.
I know, but there are people watching this that do think he actually deflated them. One of them is my dumbass brother who's a Cowboys fan.
And it's also like Spygate. There are some people who are like, oh, they won all those years because they were recording the practices.
That's the other one. The recording of signals was legal. They nailed them on it's legal here. Not here.
To me,
that was Spygate.
To me, it's not even like steroids. It's not even close to steroids. No. And I don't even give a shit about steroids.
Yeah, it's not even close on the level of steroids.
Right, but I don't even care about steroids, and that's...
No. But I'll tell you right now, Barry Bonds was the best player in baseball and didn't need to do it. He did it anyway, which pisses me off because he was already he was the best player of that generation before he did. Chicks dig the long ball, guy, boys and girls. So he had to go
still
do
hit
that.
for average.
His average wasn't going to suffer.
Dude, his vision at the plate.
He didn't need it, but he got power. He hits more dingers.
I mean, but dude, I liked him better when he was hitting bombs.
I don't.
Because
he was the best. The best thing about Barry Bonds was
73.
No,
like,
you want to know why I
felt like he was going to hit a home run in every friggin' game.
You want to know why I like Barry Bonds?
And he got walked.
Barry Bonds was the best player in that era with people that were doing steroids when he wasn't doing them. That's why I love Barry Bonds. Yeah. He was beating these steroid ripped up. He had nothing in him. He was just kicking their ass anyway. And then because people were stupid enough to
Pittsburgh Pirate Barry.
Anyway, so you've got all right. So I've got 35 to 14, 21 rather. Patriots. What do you have? I mean, not Patriots. Eagles. Who do you got?
I feel like I already picked the score a while back.
I never heard you pick the score.
30. I'm going to say 31-14. Eagles.
Okay. What do you got?
28-21. Eagles.
Oh my God.
Do you think it'll be close or like KC?
Well, 20-21 is close.
No, but I'm saying, do you think KC is like down big and then kind of comes back, or what do you think?
Wow, you're worse than I am. I thought I was bad. He's worse than me.
What?
I get nervous about my team. I get him saying that.
Yeah.
Not like this is ridiculous.
I think probably the thing that has me scared is that honestly it's Mahomes. So let's say we're up, 28-14 and it's 21-28, right, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have to see the spread on the game too. Do we know what the spread on the game is?
I think it was 5.5.
So not even you're not getting
Eagles were getting 5.
So you're not getting a full touchdown in there.
Well, it's a neutral site. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. That's probably where part of that's coming from.
And it's Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid who has it. Yeah, hold on.
He has a little bit of knowledge about us.
See if they got this.
Since like everybody's either all of our coaches are somehow connected to Andy Reid or Indianapolis.
Is that true?
Seems like it. Sirianni.
And then was he with Frank Reich?
Frank Reich went over to Indianapolis, got fired.
Yeah. Because I remember when the Eagles beat the Colts this year, Sirianni running off the field said that one was for Frank Reich. Yeah. Because it was right after they fired him.
Yeah, and then Carson Wentz screamed from Washington. Yeah.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
Dude, that's what pisses me off, okay? Here's one thing that pisses me off. Is that how do the Eagles get so damn lucky to deal with the Indianapolis Colts who freaking gave them draft picks for Carson Wentz? I mean, God. The Eagles, that was, I mean, maybe it's just good GMing, but it was really bad GMing by the Colts to make that trade.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
They set the Eagles up.
They did.
Yes and no, right? Like,
didn't they give him a 1?
They didn't have a quarterback. They needed a quarterback. We didn't know we had a quarterback. We have a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but again, you don't know until you get over.
Some of that's luck. Some of it's.
But Wentz wasn't good.
No, of course, no. Well, he was. He was
the first year.
He was the first year.
I know, but he was on the bench at that point when they traded him.
Wentz is the perfect, like, hey, I'm a good football coach. Let me show you how good. I'm going to coach this guy that used to be amazing up. Oh,
Frank
shit,
Reich
he still
is?
sucks.
You talking about Frank Reich?
All of them. Like Riverboat Ron.
No, Riverboat. My God.
So, like, they all...
All right, this. All right.
I got a 2-3
All right. To your, all right.
all in.
According to this, the over/under on this is 51, and
Okay.
it is Philly minus 1.5. It's dropped. I'm sorry. Philly was as high as 2.5. As of it's now 1.5, so they're minus 1.5. So they're thinking like you.
28-21 is 49 points.
Yep. 51 was the that's about right. Yep. That's what you got. So I had 35-14, which is
take the
49.
under.
I have 35-14 or 35-21, which is
49,
50 something. So no, I think listen, Mahomes is going to get some points. I said to him, I think Mahomes is going to have a good game.
Yeah.
This ain't going to matter. At the end of the day, Mahomes can't do. Mahomes is playing against a much better defense.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. He is, and he
I
doesn't
don't think
have,
they have the run game.
And by the way, this is where
I don't think they have the
this
run
is
game.
where not having Tyreek Hill is really going to kill them.
Ooh.
This is where not having him is really
They
going
need
to kill
some
them.
major speed.
They don't have a guy out there. The Eagles with their linebackers, you get speed. You can handle Kelsey. Kelsey can't beat you.
Everybody thinks that about Kelsey, and then...
He can't beat you.
No,
Your
I'm not...
defense-
Everybody thinks that about Kelsey, and next thing you know,
Your team can take him
he's
out.
got 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, because
I agree with
they
that. I
play
agree with
zone.
that.
He runs free. You play him man to man with the guys
agree.
you got.
I agree
You
with
can
that.
take him out of the game, and you guys have the manpower to do it.
I agree with that.
So
I agree with that.
yeah, I mean, then
just
Kelsey's
so
not going to be the
physical.
guy.
Well, the other thing is, too, is like, there's no other receiver. To your point about Tyreek, there's
Tyreek
no
Hill
other,
changes a lot.
There's no other receiver on Kansas City that you're like, okay.
Nope, exactly.
You could man to man everybody else.
You can, and you can win, and you can win.
Yeah.
Wait, when Tyreek Hill was out there, nope.
No. Because they got what? They got Juju, who's kind of hurt.
They turned him into a tight end.
He's not a one.
Juju, Kadarius Toney, Valdez, Scantling. It's kind of like a bunch of retreads. There's a lot of retreads. There's a lot of retreads in there.
Yeah, nobody's a one.
Nobody's a one.
Except Kelsey.
Kelsey's a one from the tight end spot, which is fine.
But
We
to
had
your
Gronk.
point,
And everybody
you
else
could
works
just
But
around
you
it.
they have
just
the personnel,
bracket Kelsey.
and you can use your linebackers. You don't have to devote people from the left.
Brandon
secondary.
Graham, who's the other linebacker? He runs around crazy.
For you guys.
For us?
Yeah. He's always tearing the ball out of people's hands even after the play.
Who is that?
Who's your linebacker?
Who is he?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well,
He's not a big name, but whenever I watch them
solid.
play, I'm like, who's this fucking guy? Like, he's everywhere.
I mean, so yeah, 51 is the over-under. Eagles are minus 1.5 going into this game. The only way it's close is if there are no turnovers. That's it. And listen, this won't be quick. They will gradually pull away. They're not going to run away with it in the first quarter.
Good
but
to
they will-
halftime.
But they'll be up by 10 or 12 at halftime, and they will pull away in the second half. Because you know what's going to happen? Eventually, they're going to have to abandon whatever running game they think they have, and that's it.
I hope we're wrong.
I don't. I want Philly to win this game.
I hope it's a
Because if Philly wins this game, there's no Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady talk. I want to hear an idiot. I want to hear an idiot say this to me.
Ulterior motive.
That's right. I always have an ulterior
Okay,
motive.
all right,
I don't
there
like
you go.
Philly. Why do I like
The
Philly?
bias comes out.
That's right. I don't want Patrick Mahomes to catch Tom Brady. Any Tom Brady fan will tell you that. I don't want anybody catching Tom Brady.
I just thought maybe you really admired our Philly special.
No, I don't admire that. I don't admire that Bill Belichick benched Malcolm Butler either before the game. That was a great move. Yeah, right. A Pro Bowl corner didn't make a difference. You know, you guys set a record in that
I
Super
think
Bowl
Doug
for
Peterson-
third down conversions, 86%.
He went for it. He went for it.
That
He didn't
does
shy away
not.
from
That's
it.
one play. You guys converted 86% on third down. That's an NFL Super Bowl record.
Yeah, but he went for it all
The Chicago Bears.
game.
If you converted 86% third
Peterson.
down, you didn't go for it that much on fourth down
I'm saying he's like
because you were
hope
86% on third down. It means you didn't go for it very much on fourth down because you didn't have
Have
to.
to.
Exactly. So my bottom line is this: they beat them on third down because the Pat shutdown corner was on the sideline because of an argument he had with Matt fucking Patricia. And Matt Patricia somehow was
Matt.
coaching. Yeah,
Patty
somehow
Matt.
that dickhead was coaching my offense this year, and then Mac Brown gets blamed for it. Give me a fucking
Mac
break.
Jones.
If Butler plays that Super Bowl, we beat you.
First of all, his
it's
name's
that
Mac
simple.
Jones.
Mitch Mac and Cheese. What's his other name?
McCorkle is actually his middle name.
McCorkle.
He is gonna have.
More
He's gonna help your offense improve. You know how he's gonna do it?
By not being there.
When he leaves.
Yeah.
When he's
By
gone.
not being there.
Yeah.
Hey, we need a towel boy.
Yeah.
Somebody
Didn't
hand
they
those
fire
guys.
him?
Yep, he's out of it. They
Detroit-
brought back O'Brien from Alabama.
Yeah.
Detroit has what? Dan Campbell.
This is the other thing.
He's their head coach.
The Patriots
Yeah,
didn't just get
Patricia
Matt Patricia. They got Joe Judge. Look at the Giants without Joe Judge, and look at Jared Goff without Matt
Campbell's
Patricia.
doing
Yes.
a good Campbell did a good job this year.
Way
that's what
better
I'm
than Matt
saying.
Patricia.
Patricia was the head coach.
He was
in
a
Detroit.
bum.
No, he was terrible.
Matt Patricia leaves. I mean, Stafford leaves him, goes with the Super Bowl his first year.
Addition
He leaves
by
Detroit, and then look at
subtraction.
what Goff does this year. Matt Patricia is a cancer. Okay.
He is addition by subtraction.
Yes,
Definition.
literally.
I just don't
Joe
understand.
Judge, addition by look at what Danny Dimes did without that dickhead coach.
okay,
he
so
was coaching. By the way, Joe Judge was our quarterback coach. They doubled down.
So you've started to change my mind about one thing. I'll say. Okay.
One.
Yeah. So I always said Bill Belichick, best coach ever. Okay. But and you said he's not because he let Brady go.
No, I said he's not because without Tom Brady, he's nothing.
Okay, but also the fact that he made the decision to allow him to leave. But now
Our new
to see Matt Patricia stink at defense
And Bill Belichick
and
made
then
him.
bring him back and say, "Run my offense" with a young quarterback.
Thank you.
God,
Thank you.
what a clouded.
What a dumb
Oh
move.
my God!
It's almost as dumb as in fact, as dumb as Riverboat Ron going thinking that Wentz was going to fucking lead the Commanders to the promised land.
exactly.
It's that dumb.
But to look
that
at
dumb.
but to look at Patricia and Judge next to each other and go, "Those are my guys."
What I said to him was,
What the hell?
I said, you name me one team this offseason that went after either one of them. And I said, I won't just give you pro, I'll give you college. Name me one team that went after their services.
Well, are you thinking the same thing about McDaniel?
Yes. McDaniel was nothing without Brady. He won't be. Look at that offense he inherited. And that team made the playoffs last year without Devontae Adams. He gets that offense and he gets him.
And Waller looked like when he played, he looked like a shell of himself.
Yeah, what happened to him? He destroyed him. I'm like, what do you, Matt? Listen, Bill Belichick is the most overrated coach in the history of sports.
Ooh.
Okay? He is. I've been saying this forever.
Because of Brady.
No. He was 77. He has coached without Tom Brady for 10 years. He is 77 and 87.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's Jeff fucking Fisher.
No, but if you're saying he's overrated because Tom Brady backed him up all the time.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's what
it's not.
I don't think it was just Tom Brady.
Yes, it was just
Tom
Tom Brady.
Brady. What I'm going to say, I don't think it's
great
just Tom
coach.
He
Brady.
couldn't win with Drew Bledsoe, who was a 3-time Pro Bowler in his prime.
This is what I'm going to say. The reason he was able to win with Brady
Pittsburgh.
and always win with Brady
Tennessee.
is the thumb was on the scale, right? Brady was taking less money. That means the Patriots had more money.
Tom Brady,
Because of Tom Brady, he allowed so much.
But Tom Brady also threw to shit. Look at the receivers. Deion Branch, Hall of Famer? No. Troy Brown, Hall of Famer? No. Okay. Wes Welker, maybe.
Gronkowski.
That's the one guy. Well, he had Moss for a year and a half.
Gronk is
If you think about it, he won 7 Super Bowls without Randy Moss.
But damn, it was
I'm just
good.
saying.
But damn, that connection was good.
They were,
but
and they should have won that first one.
yes.
I mean, Asante Samuel.
But dude, but in the they were another team that was built in the trenches.
They were.
Because that offensive line was great.
But that defense was already there. They went to the Super Bowl in '96 with it. He walked into that defense.
Dude, he coached them for 20 years. You can't say it was there.
I'm not.
He's built a couple.
When they came in,
Right.
when he came in, that defense which was top 10 already, was already in place. So he didn't have to build that in their first run.
But then they went to 10 Super Bowls.
They went to 10 Super Bowls because Tom Brady was the fucking quarterback. Their defense wasn't always in the top 5 or even top 10.
He's a good defensive coach.
He is a good defense. No, I didn't say he wasn't a good defensive coach. I said he was a bad head coach.
I think you also got to give a lot of credit to Gronk. Like
Best tight end ever.
that's he
is.
Not only does he catch
blocks,
he
makes your running game better.
and when you get in the red
Way
zone
better.
and the space gets small, he's your
catches
guy.
everything.
Best hands I've ever seen this side of Jerry Rice.
And listen, like it's like Brady had a shit year this year. He also didn't have Gronk this year, right?
He didn't have Gronk. He had the worst running game in the NFL.
And it really
76
wasn't a
yards a
shit
game.
year, though.
Because of him.
No,
he
but-
was
no.
fourth in the NFL in
No,
passing.
I'm not talking about team-wise.
Actually, he
I'm
was
talking
third.
about his stats this
No,
year.
they weren't bad at
actually
all.
good.
He completed 66%
Temple
of his
was
passes.
bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't him. It was around
But if you
him.
look at his stats,
They were really
you
good.
would take that.
Yes, you
Most
would.
teams would take that performance.
He was third in the A-League in passing. He was 8th in completion. He was only sacked 22 times with the worst line.
What was his
defense
interception
got worse
ratio?
and his line got
His
worse.
defense was
What
terrible.
was his interception to TD
It
ratio?
was 2.5 to 1. He was 25 and 9.
I mean, that's pretty good.
With that line,
For
anything
him,
is good.
Now, for him...
And by the way, to your point about immobile,
He does have
If-
have receivers though.
yeah, but he has no line.
They did not look
They didn't
good
look
this year.
good.
They didn't look good. He had to get the ball out. And by the way, he was number 1 in the league in this. 2.2 seconds.
Dude, Mike
And to
Evans had some
complete,
bad drops.
Mike Evans had a career, most drops in his career in one year.
A year to forget.
Yeah,
It's a
you
year to
forget.
forget.
Julio Jones,
He was
bust.
a non-factor.
bust, did
Well,
nothing.
but
spent
did
half
you
the
think it
year
was
on
going to
IR.
be different?
No.
If he was healthy, I thought he might have
that's what
been.
happened in
He missed
Tennessee.
half
The
the
dude
season.
was like
He was
He's
like
done.
that in
he was
Tennessee.
amazing.
He was amazing, but when he hit-
so good, my God. But
He was.
It's
but-
kind of like
but he fell off. He fell off the cliff.
He was done.
He fell off.
You know,
He was finished.
you know who that reminds me of? AJ Green.
Yeah, well,
Because AJ Green was really freaking good, and he went to Arizona, and I mean it's late in his career now.
I think
but he
that's-
doesn't
Was
do
he as
anything.
good as him though?
As
In
good
his,
as
at Julio at his height.
Oh,
Julio
no,
at
probably
his
not.
height.
No,
Probably
not
not.
even close.
Probably not. But
Yeah,
AJ,
Julio at his
number one
height
receiver
was-
in the-
he
in the
really
league.
was for about 3 years. He was
Yeah.
about
AJ Green was really good.
But he was.
Well,
He
he
was,
wasn't
but he
the
wasn't
best
this
receiver in the
dude.
league.
No.
He was never the best receiver.
Yeah.
This dude was.
But
This dude
you
was.
would say AJ Green was a 1, right?
Yeah, he was.
oh God, yeah.
Yes,
I mean-
this
Oh,
dude
yeah.
was the best receiver in the league for like
Yeah,
3
Julio.
years.
Yeah, when
He really was.
back when I played
And-
Madden a ton, I would always put AJ Green on the Eagles.
Do they allow whatever trade you want? And that is like certain ones. They're like, no, they're not doing that.
Yeah, they do
You
the
have to
cap.
excuse
They do the cap thing,
and all
right? You
that.
gotta match
Yeah.
the numbers up.
I
Yeah.
have to use the restroom.
All right, we're gonna end this segment anyway. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
55 minutes?
you've got well, it's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Anyway, hey, good luck.
we barely
Enjoy your
talked about
enjoy.
it.
We barely
We
talked
did.
about it, yeah.
We talked about it. We said you got
Who's even playing?
you got
We're talking about the fucking
Alabama versus
Patriots.
Oklahoma State. No, listen. You guys enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. Good luck to your team, obviously. We're all
luck to the
predicting
Eagles.
Eagles. He's got it close. We got it as a blowout. We'll see what happens. He's worried about that little Mahomes
He's
magic.
just hedging his bet.
I get it.
I am hedging.
I get it. I know you are.
So if
You
they
know.
lose, he can say, "I knew it was going to be close."
That's not what I'm.
No,
gonna
he
do.
thinks they're going to win.
Close.
He predicted them to win.
I did.
He didn't predict them to
But he's
lose.
scared. Look at him.
Hey, I wear my Eagles stuff, win or lose.
That's right. There you go.
Of course.
So my team loses. I put on the next.
That's a nice hoodie.
And
Actually.
it's actually a lot. That's very. I like you got the symbol and the helmet.
Yeah.
To me, that's
It's a,
clutch.
it's a starter hoodie.
That's a clutch.
It's a starter
It
hoodie.
was
fun.
very
Like back
retro,
in the day,
very
like-
retro.
I like the helmet. I like that's cool. That's
The character on the side
Yeah.
reminds me like the way they used to do.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame starter jacket to me was the starter jacket. of
I had
all.
the Eagles starter jacket.
Notre Dame was nasty with that fight.
parka.
With the
right?
fighting Irish guy on the back.
The parka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the other one, the Charlotte Hornets one.
Yeah, that's good.
Was a
too.
good one
Yeah, that's a
back
good
then.
one too.
I actually liked the Pirates one when I was a kid. I liked
Pittsburgh?
With the art, with the
They had the.
Well, they had the Pirates. Yeah, when he did that, yes, that was pretty cool.
Whenever you could get like a character on the back.
Oh,
of
that's
one
the
of those
best.
jackets, it was like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. I am the highly questionable one, Archimecho. Come back.
Okay.
Come back and do this again.
Friend of the
Yes,
show.
There's a lot of
Friend
fun.
of the show.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes,
a lot of
yes,
fun,
yes.
really. So until then, boys and
come
girls,
on, I was
we
coming
will
in
see
for that.
you either Sunday night or Monday. Probably Monday because we'll all be hungover from the Super Bowl. Until that time, hey, Aaron Rodgers against Detroit. Tight as a
Aaron Rodgers against Detroit.
tight as a drum. Fucking
How
drum.
tight as a drum? I gotta
I'm going to a dark retreat. Bye.
piss myself.